I was taken with the opening words from our second reading, these words from St. Paul, which go this way. I tell you, brothers and sisters, the time is running out. Time. It's this precious resource that God gives to every human being who's born. It's a precious gift, and He gives it in finite amounts. And we've all noticed that He doesn't distribute the gift of time equally. Some get more. Some get less. Sometimes someone gets a lot less. And then sometimes someone gets a lot more. My friends from my old parish in Clare sent me pictures not too long ago. And one of the pictures was of the birthday celebration. One of our parishioners who had just turned 100 years old. She's a feisty old gal, I tell you. And she's still kicking. A lot of life in her. But some get more. Some get less. It almost seems like we humans have a shelf life. You know what I mean? And that there's an expiration date stamped on everyone. And the thing is, we don't know how long we've got. We just know we won't live in this world forever. And that the moment our life begins, it's like an hourglass. You remember those? That old-fashioned way of keeping track of time. You know, when it's right side up in the bottom chamber, there's sand is there. And that sand represents an amount of time. And then you flip it over, and the sand starts running to the bottom. Time starts running out. That hourglass is a visual of what St. Paul is trying to say in this reading. We got a shelf life. And the moment we're born, the hourglass gets flipped and time starts ticking down. It's countdown time. So right now, as we sit here together in this Mass, you could say we're losing time. Time is waning. It is diminishing. But the question is, are we wasting time? Now, whether we're wasting or gaining from how we use our time depends on what we invest our time in. But one thing we can be certain of, we've got less of it today than we did yesterday because time is running out. You know, this is a view of time that's counterintuitive. Because just a few weeks ago, we celebrated New Year's Day. And every time we start a new year, it's as though time is advancing, right? I mean, last year was 2017, this year 2018, next year 2019, and so forth. Our view of time is that it accrues, it accumulates, because time is advancing in the world's reckoning. But St. Paul says from the divine perspective, there's another view of time. It's not accruing, it's diminishing. With every passing moment, it is diminishing, and time is running out. He says this is true for each of us personally, that expiration date is coming closer. How are we using time then, St. Paul asks? Because there's so little of it, and it counts so much. How are we using it if the expiration date is coming closer? But he says it's not just true for us personally. He says it's true for the whole world, for the created order. He says in his reading that the world in its present form is passing away. That is, the day is coming when God will bring about a new heavens and a new earth. But until that day, time is running out its countdown time for the world until the moment when God transforms the world as we know it. My friends, this is one of the things I find most frustrating about some football teams that will go unnamed. They don't seem to understand that the moment the game begins, they start losing time if their aspiration is to win. I mean, these are the teams that seem to take the first half of the game off. You know teams like that? They don't even start to play till the second half. And they find themselves in the fourth quarter with very little time left on the clock to win. The moment they enter the stadium, it's countdown time. It's not advancing. It's diminishing. Now, we all know it's possible because we've seen it happen in a football game, where someone gets into the second half and the team seems to wake up and they rally and they stage a huge comeback and they actually win. But most of the time, if you're way behind in the fourth quarter, a comeback's not even possible. And so they walk off the field, losers, because they did not understand that after kickoff, time is running out. Every possession of the game counts. And I find the championship teams, they get this. Every time they've got the ball, they're on the field to win. And so the question is, how about us? Have we engaged the time that God has given us with the heart of champions? And is it our aspiration to so engage life that we want to win? We want to be men and women, Christian, Catholic Christian men and women, whose arms are outstretched to lay hold of the prize. And that prize is eternal life forever with God. Because we're men and women who have a heart to win. We understand time is running out. I wonder, how would we live if we really believed that this was true? That at this moment, the kind of time we're living is countdown time. Our time is diminishing. That expiration date, closer today than it was yesterday. With every passing moment, time is running out. How are you using time, my brothers and sisters? Are you wasting it? Or are you making the most of it, taking advantage of it, because it is the desire of your heart to be a winner, to end your life a champion? Oh, excuse me, my time just ran out.